My name is Heather Houseknecht, and I'm a fourth grade teacher at Curtin Intermediate. I'm here today with the proposal that the district adopts e-portfolios as its main measure of student achievement. We will look at one e-portfolio platform, PBWorks, in which I've experienced, and highlight additional technologies that would support the use of an e-portfolio. There are a few buzzwords floating around education: student-centered learning, differentiation, ownership of learning, and student engagement. All of these are opportunities we strive to allow our students to experience. We could look at all of the components separately, designing programs to achieve each individual one. Alternatively, we could collectively look at the four and incorporate them using one technology, the e-portfolio. According to Cooper and Love, an e-portfolio is an organized compilation of artifacts that demonstrate knowledge, skills, values, or achievements that articulate the relevance, credibility, and meaning of the presented artifacts. This means this developing tool will display students' work towards achievement of a standard-based goal. Using the formative assessment from the classroom diagnostic tool, we will vary our instruction to meet the needs of our diverse learners. The CDT provides comprehensive data, which highlights our students' strengths and challenges. This provides an avenue in which we can base student goals while providing interactive assessments and timely feedback. To see more on the CDTs, please visit this link. As a district, Williamsport faces a few challenges with technologies, like economic woes and cultural differences. Fortunately, the groundwork needed for the technology, mainly computers, are there. We are fortunate enough to have at least 2 computer labs in every building. Additional supplies needed would be scanners for each computer lab. We will also be utilizing the computer's attached cameras. PBWorks itself is an affordable site to use at $799 a year. Training of teachers may become the most costly component of starting e-portfolios, as we will want to ensure each teacher can use the site to its highest capabilities. As for our district's low socioeconomic status, it will not apply as an issue. Though families will be encouraged to view their students' portfolios at home, technology is not needed. My recommendation of technology needed to implement e-portfolios as a measure of student learning is the purchase of the yearly PBWorks subscription and 1 scanner per computer lab. These technologies would be essential to capture the students' work for the e-portfolios. Our vision behind e-portfolios is to collect authentic artifacts and reflections that demonstrate the students' understanding of content, interests, and 21st century skills. The purpose of e-portfolios is to facilitate the student-centered learning, differentiate instruction and assessment, and promote student engagement and ownership of work. Our goals are to institute a student portfolio system which will lead students to develop, collaborate, and reflect on their work. It will utilize a variety of assessments in order to meet the students' strengths, learning styles, and modalities. Now that we've examined all of the reasons why e-portfolios are an effective measure of assessment and what we need to do to incorporate the technology, let's highlight how we will use PBWorks in the classroom. E-portfolios are a digital workspace for students that include text, audio, images, and video. The e-portfolio focuses on the processes of learning and includes elements of collaboration with peers and reflection of self. The platform used will be PBWorks, and the tools used in the computer labs will be the built-in cameras and scanners. PBWorks is an extremely versatile tool to incorporate into our district. While it could take the shape of a blog or teacher site, we will create a page for each student to use to host their e-portfolio. The page will be developing, meaning it will be revised over time. The students will have a page for each core subject: ELA, Math, Science, and Social Studies. As the teacher covers materials and assigns projects, the students will use their e-portfolios to display evidence of their knowledge of skills. For example, if we use the classroom diagnostic tool, we could say that students are lacking in numbers and operations in base 10, and we can reteach this concept during class. Within the teaching of the fundamentals, we will begin scaffolding a word problem which incorporates the standards eligible content, like place value, rounding, and the 4 operations. The students will work individually to solve this multi-step problem. They can choose to illustrate the problem, use base 10 blocks, record themselves explaining the steps of the problem. The possibilities of meeting the goals are broadened with e-portfolios. The introverted students are free to comment on their peers' narrative essays, or lower achieving students can take the time to work through the fundamentals of a problem with manipulatives. Even our high flyers can challenge each other with opposing views on a topic. E-portfolios open a whole new world for educational assessment. Our steps to implementation will include working with the administrators and coaches to determine the integration in our curriculum and assessment. Then, identify a pilot group, ideally 1 classroom per grade level in each school. Last, we will collaborate with teachers, administrators, and IT to develop a professional development plan for the remaining staff. Education is shifting to bigger and better opportunities. We now have the chance to allow each student to have a voice, solve problems based on their understandings, be thoroughly engaged in lessons, take center stage, and take ownership of their own work. E-portfolios are an incredible technology to transform education as we know it. The cost is small for such a great impact. Let's take student achievement to a new platform with PBWorks.